Hello.
Hey, okay, off mute now. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
I'm so well, thank you. Just, getting these virtual meetings started up and figuring out how all of this is going to work. I was talking with my husband earlier today. I actually have my first out of office visit since March.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's one of our smaller counties here in Middle Tennessee. It's their countywide college fair, and
Oh,
there's just enough room to spread out and everything. So I get to see people.
it'll be so nice to interact again.
Yes. Yes, I'm really really looking forward to it. But these virtual meetings have been going well, and we kind of revamped our PowerPoint to just have a little bit more information in there, just to kind of you know get to the business, because we know we
Oh.
minutes to really catch students' attention and everything. But excited to be here today.
Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to do this. We've been excited because we're also trying to figure out how to revamp things and make sure that students have access to this kind of information. And I will
Mhm.
tell you, I am loving these virtual chats. I really think it's going to
Good.
be a successful year for our kids because they can hop in if they need to, if they're available to, but they can also just hop on the site and, look at information later
Right.
on at their convenience, or be reminded of something. And
Mhm.
so I think we're going to see that a lot more students will get information, whereas before, if it were doing a class time, there may not be as many students available. So yeah, I'm excited, and I think it's going to be a
Good.
good year.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, so I have a PowerPoint ready to go. It's about 10 to 12 minutes typically. So not too long. And then any questions, that you might have at the end that you want to throw my way, I am ready.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think that's a great idea. Let's go ahead and jump right in. I was thinking what we'd do is we'd have you just give us the overall presentation, and then
Mhm.
if there are any questions, if we have some students join us, great, we'll open the floor for questions for them. Or if I have any questions that I think they might like to know the answer to, I'll ask. And then at that point, I think really we'll just, kind of wrap up and make sure that they have your contact information so they know who to reach
Yes.
out to, and we'll close.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, so let's see. I think I'll just need to be able to share my screen. So like to be a co-host.
Okay. Is
And
it
so
set up that way, or is it not allowing you to do that?
let me see if it'll. Yeah. So right now I'm disabled since I'm not officially the host. So
All
my pages are disabled, but you can click on the three dots up by my name, up at the top right of the screen. And it should maybe say like make a co-host. You can also
There
hit
it
the
is.
list and do it. So good to go.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So I am ready to start whenever you are.
Oh man, this is great. All right, Stacy, well, you just jump right in.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys letting me be here today. So my name is Stacy Hall, and I am a recruiter with the University of Alabama. I'm located in Nashville, and so I serve Middle Tennessee, well, Tennessee, and then some southern counties of Kentucky. So super happy to be here today. And I've been with the university now for 9 years, and I am a graduate of the university. Let's see, goodness, many years ago. We won't say how many, but a native of Tuscaloosa, and now have been living in Tennessee for about 13 years. So I will share my screen and we will get going. So the University of Alabama, where legends are made. This has been our slogan for several years, and throughout this PowerPoint presentation, we'll introduce you to some of our famous legends. We'll also show you where our legends live, what our legends study, and so we will get started. So the University of Alabama, we are located in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and this is a great aerial shot of downtown. You'll see University Boulevard flowing right through the middle of this picture. Over to the right, you'll see the Bama Theater, and to the left, the Embassy Suites, and then one of our tall bank buildings just beyond that. But this is the main thoroughfare through downtown Tuscaloosa, which ultimately brings you to the heart of the campus of the University of Alabama. University by the numbers, you'll see that currently we have 38,392 students. I said earlier I graduated from Alabama several years ago. We had about 20,000 students. So just to speak of the growth that we've had over the last 15 or 20 years. All 50 states are represented on our campus, and you will see our top 10 states listed just below. So y'all's neighbors to the south in Tennessee are on that list. You'll see a few other southeastern states, but a lot of non-southeastern states. So you see New York, New Jersey, California, Illinois. So we have really branched out quite a bit over the last few years to recruit students, not only from, like I said, the Southeast, but all through the country. And we really help them with some of our out-of-state scholarships that we'll speak about in just a little bit. So 2019, the freshman class, we will have updated 2020 information soon. We generally do census just after Labor Day, but what legends are made of. So you will see we have a 3.77 average GPA for our freshman class. We also have a 27 average ACT, and that is not a super score. Besides this, we have 256 National Merit Scholars that we enrolled at Alabama last year. And for our undergraduate admissions, for those of you who are seniors, the application is officially open. So our application opened on July 15th, and we have started admitting students. For the traditional application review, there's an online application. We need your verified test scores and then your official high school transcript. We understand that not as many students are having access to the ACT and SAT right now. We totally get that. So a student may still apply for conditional admission review, even without a test score. As the year continues to go on and we keep an eye on student access across the country, that access to the ACT and SAT, we may update our policies if we see the need to, if access is just not there. For general admission to Alabama, no essay or letters of recommendation are required. And also students admitted prior to January 15th, they will have full scholarship consideration. So meaning they will gain access to that scholarship application. And academic programs. So at the University of Alabama, we have 70 undergraduate degree programs. We also have 9 schools and colleges, and those include our colleges of arts and sciences, business, communications, education, engineering, human environmental sciences, nursing, and social work. We also have an honors college, though that is not a degree granting college. Rather, if you're in honors, whatever you graduate in, you will graduate with that honors distinction. And we have many, many opportunities for undergraduate research. So speaking of honors college, just a little bit, to be admitted into honors directly out of high school, a student needs a 30 on the ACT or 1360 SAT and a 3.5 or higher GPA. Again, we do accept a weighted GPA. There is an application and an essay, and a student must first be admitted to Alabama before they can then apply for admission to honors college. Now, we have some awesome students who have that 3.99 GPA, but for whatever reason couldn't quite get the test score that they needed to be admitted directly out of high school into our honors college. At that point, if a student scores a 3.5 GPA or higher, their first semester on our campus, they will be invited to join honors. So those students do get a second shot. Some of the benefits with our honors college are going to be smaller classes. You have study abroad and research opportunities. You get to register for your classes before everyone else, and you get to live in those honors residential communities. So campus resources. We spoke a little bit earlier about how large of a campus we are, 38,000 plus students. So with all those students on campus, we also have many resources for those students. So you'll see we offer a career center, and in the career center, we offer resume writing, we do mock interviews, we also have a full wardrobe on campus. So if a student just needs that fresh new suit to go and do their interview, they can go check one out just like you would check out a book from the library. Use that suit for your interviews, bring it back. The Career Center will launder that suit and have it ready for the next student. We also have our Capstone Center for Student Success. This is a full-time tutoring program for all students. It does not matter what you major in, what subject area you're needing help with, someone is there to help you. We also have the Student Support Center. This is for counseling services. Our first year experiences, not only for incoming freshmen, but first-time transfer students as well, to get them really involved on campus. Our Office of Disability Services, Our Student Health Center, which they are working 24 hours a day right now with continued COVID testing and making sure that our students are healthy, that are well. Students that might need a little bit of health care, the Health Care Center is out there for them too. And then we have our parent and family programs and many, many more. Fraternity and sorority life on campus, it's pretty big. It's about 35% of our student body, and we do have the largest fraternity and sorority community in the nation. We have 66 Greek letter organizations, and we also have 4 Greek governing councils. So while this is a very large group on campus, it is still officially the minority of campus. Most of our campus is not Greek. However, 35%, of what you saw our freshman numbers look at, still a pretty big number. And to learn more about the different governing councils and all the different fraternities and sororities that we have on campus, you can check out our Office of Fraternity and Sorority Life website, located down here at the bottom right of your screen. Okay, so discover your passion. This is my favorite slide in the slideshow. With a large student body from diverse populations from all 50 states, we offer more than 650 student organizations. When I started working for the university back in 2011, we had 200. So just to speak of the community that we are building on campus and how students really are making their place and getting involved. So this top group, you'll see one of our service groups. They did a marathon kind of dance relay where they had tons of students dancing for hours and hours raising money. In the middle on the top, you'll see our Onyx group. This is a group that performed at our week of welcome. They perform at homecoming. They really get the party going. They get the energy up. Super exciting to watch. And then they're very involved on campus outside of just doing performances. To the top right, you'll see our row and crew team. Then to the bottom left, you'll see some of our engineering and business, also communication students, all working together on these different projects. They do the smart car, the eco car, the sports car. They do a little bit of everything, and they're collaborating with students from all across campus, not only to build this and to create the science behind it, but the marketing for it too. So really cool projects there. And then certainly cannot forget the $1 Million Band. This is a huge band that plays at all of our football games. It's all students, all undergraduate students mainly. And then you will see they will also play at gymnastics meets and women's and men's basketball. So it's not just a football thing, but they play at so many different sports. It's so many different, we'll just do it with different organizations, and they will play at pep rallies also. So lots of fun there. Where legends are made. So now we'll talk about some of our famous legends. We have people from all different backgrounds. We have athletes, news anchors, CEOs, actresses, authors, you name it. We definitely have them. So you'll see just a few pictured here. Marilyn Howson, she was the CEO of Lockheed Martin. We also have Mark Ingram. He was our first Heisman Trophy winner and still plays in the NFL. Someone that might be a little more popular in the Kentucky and Tennessee area would definitely be Derrick Henry with the Tennessee Titans. He was also one of our Heisman Trophy winners. Rhys Davis, I believe, would be the second longest tenured anchor at ESPN. He was a communications student at the University of Alabama. Then we have Cinquaya Martin Green. She is an actress on The Walking Dead, also the Star Trek series, and many other things. A few other famous names that you probably know. Harper Lee, she wrote To Kill a Mockingbird, went to Alabama. Also the author of Forrest Gump, who is Winston Groom, went there. And one of my favorite would be Millard Fuller, the founder of Habitat for Humanity. So living like a legend, we've told you how to apply. We've shown you some of our great legends that have now gone on to do awesome things. But living like a legend, what's life going to be like while you're on campus? So you'll see some of our residence halls pictured here, but the housing process basically starts with being admitted to Alabama. Once a student has accepted their admission and submitted their enrollment deposit, a student may then apply for housing, and there is a small deposit there. Once a student applies for housing and completes the deposit that ultimately credits toward the student's housing bill, they'll then log on during their assigned time to choose their room. Students that sign up for housing between October 1st, so we're about a month out, and February 1st, those students are able to participate in online housing selection So they get to pick the actual room where they live and also pull a roommate in with them. And housing is first come, first served. So just kind of the earlier, the better, the more opportunity you have at living in the residence hall that you would like to. And we have 3 different styles of housing on campus for our freshmen and younger undergrads. We have our traditional style, which is a double occupancy room and your bathrooms are down the hall. We have the suite style, where a suite is generally going to be a 4-bedroom, 2-bath suite. So 4 people total will live in a suite. And then we have what we call our modified traditional. It's also a double occupancy room, but then you have a private bath in your room. So that is the newest residence hall. It's called John England Hall. So again, we have those 3 styles. It is first come, first served. You do get to choose where you live and to pick your roommate. And you can see all over campus, all of these red dots are all the different residence halls. So many, many different things to choose from, and certainly different price ranges also. Okay, so this fabulous picture, this is from one of our students that is in the Education Abroad program. And you will see many pictures just like this if you check out the Education Abroad website, which is right here at international.ua.edu. So Education Abroad is for all students, not just honor students or students only studying certain disciplines. Anyone is able to study abroad. And our students go to more than 60 countries, more than 300 unique programs, and these are offered every single semester, including summer. And then lastly, I always like to point out that about 50% of these trips are faculty led. And you'll see some awesome countries listed over here: Denmark, Belize, Chile, Cyprus, the Bahamas. Who wouldn't want to be there right now? So many different great places that our students get to go and just pursue more academics, jumping wherever it's down to the Caribbean or across the pond in Europe and Asia. So they go so many different places. So cost of attendance. Being students in Kentucky, a student is considered out of state. So with that, out-of-state tuition runs about $30,000 per year. And then besides your tuition, you also have room and board costs. Those are going to be the other costs that really are going to be the majority of your bill. So your tuition, your room and board. So direct pricing from the University of Alabama. So what we would bill a student directly is going to be about $44,600. And that's before any scholarships or financial aid. There are some indirect costs such as transportation, if you're getting any loans, any loan fees that may incur. But overall, we're looking at about $51,000 total. And again, this is without any assistance from our scholarships office or financial aid. And we will talk about scholarships in a second, so hopefully that'll help you guys out a lot. But a few important dates that you'll see over to the right really quickly. Certainly October 1st, again, completing that FAFSA, that's when that will open. Also the housing opening date, so meaning students that are admitted can go ahead and sign up for housing if they really are considering UA and want to have the best shot at getting the housing that they want. January 15th, we spoke about this date a little bit earlier, but this is the competitive scholarship application due date. So we have merit-based scholarships and we have competitive scholarships. Competitive, you must apply for. January 15th is a pretty serious date. Okay, next up, February 1st, that's our housing priority deadline. So again, October 1st to February 1st, when you can sign up for housing to be able to choose where you live. Students that sign up for housing after February 1st, you will still get on-campus housing. At that point, though, you'll be assigned your housing versus getting to choose. March 1st, that's the final financial aid package date. And then May 1st, which was backed up to June 1st this past year because of COVID-19, but we're praying May 1st is going to be the day this year. That's the automatic merit-based test score deadline, and then also National Decision Day. So the day that everybody kind of puts that check mark in the box of the college where they want to go. So May 1st is a really big day. You can find more financial aid information at our financial aid website at the bottom of the page. So scholarships, tuition, it is real. It's a real thing. So the great thing about the University of Alabama is that we do give out so many awesome scholarships to the students that put in the work to earn them. So you'll see we start with our Crimson Legends scholarship. This is actually a brand new scholarship. We did not offer this last year. So very excited about this one. Also excited to say that many of our scholarships from last year, they either stayed the same or increased. There were no decreasing in any of the scholarships at all. So that's very exciting. But our Crimson Legends scholarship, that starts at a 3.0 GPA and a 27 ACT or 1260 SAT. Or if you bump up to that 3.5 or higher GPA, we're then looking for a 25 to 26 ACT or a 1200 SAT. And you'll see as we go up the ladder, those scores, as they increase, so does the money. Two of the really popular ones for our students in Kentucky have been the UA Scholar and the Presidential Scholarship. With a 3.5 GPA and a 30 on the ACT, you're guaranteed $24,000 per year. And this is an automatically renewable scholarship for all 4 years. Something else that's great, last year, this scholarship was worth $20,000. This year, it's bumped up $4,000. And then our presidential, you'll see with that 32 and a 3.5, that's going to be $28,000 per year, automatically renewable for 4 years. All a student has to do is maintain a 3.0 GPA to keep these scholarships, and they will maintain them every year for 4 years. Again, these are scholarships you don't have to apply for. So when a student applies to the university and they're submitting transcripts, they're submitting test scores, we will automatically put them in the tier where they fall. And if a student wants to take the test again and again, if they do have access, again, fingers crossed, we will continue to upgrade their scholarship as their scores increase. Last thing about scholarships, right now, we know that we will accept at least through the February test for scholarship purposes. And we may back that one on up if we need to, if we see that students don't have access to the test. And roll tide, so can't finish. We're talking about all the academics, so got to throw some of the fun stuff in there too. We talked about our student organizations, but just really quickly, some of our athletics information. We have 15 NCAA Division I teams and 17 national football championships. That's kind of what everybody knows us for, but I always have to put in a plug for our speech and debate team, who they are on top with 20 national championships. So I always got to give that plug for them. But then we are a top 25 producer of drafted pro athletes, so definitely proud there. And this just creates a little bit of excitement, because I know we all want to get back to a sense of normalcy, and I really do think athletics, high school, college, professional athletics, that gives us a sense of normalcy. Besides NCAA Division I teams, we also have many club teams and rec league teams. So if you are that athlete that still wants to be involved, but maybe not, the full NCAA athlete, we've definitely got something for you. And so my contact information is right here. Again, my name is Stacy Hall, and I'm the admissions representative here in Middle Tennessee, also serving Southern Kentucky. My email address, it is stacy.bama@ua.edu. And my direct number, where you can call, text, anything, it's 615-969-0828. And normally, when I would be visiting you all, I would give y'all one of these great books. And in the world of admissions, we're so excited when our new books come out. So since I'm not there to see you guys, y'all can go to our VIP website to sign up to receive one in the mail. And that's just vip.ua.edu. And in the quick inquiry form, just give us your address, check the box that you'd like to receive a pamphlet, and we will send one your way. Okay, so what kind of questions can I help you with today?
Stacy, that was great. I am so appreciative that you were able to give us such a thorough presentation about Alabama. And gosh, if I were a student, I'd want to go right now. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Since you said you were an alumnus, I'm just curious, what's one of your favorite traditions from the university?
Oh, absolutely. And this, moving to Tennessee after I graduated from Alabama, years I would bring students back, or not students, but friends back to check out homecoming, to see all the school spirit that goes on, the parade, the lawn decorations that the fraternities and sororities do. And then they talk about all the fundraising that they have done and the millions of dollars that they collect every year to go toward local and regional charities. That's something really fun, because not only is it fun, but it's really impressive to see how well these students work together. So I definitely have to say that. But then certainly every Christmas, being an alum, being a Tuscaloosa native, we always go back to the quad every year for that family photo on the quad, because it is just such a historic place. So many famous leaders have been there, and it just, you know, kind of gives you the feels. It gives you all the feels for sure. So going to the Quad right across from the President's Mansion and Denny Chimes, and actually all of this area that I'm speaking of, it can be viewed on our 360 virtual campus tour that can be found on our campus tours website.
That is great. And one thing that I'm always trying to impress upon students is that they can reach out to you.
Yes, that's why I'm sitting at my house in Mount Juliet, Tennessee right now. And normally I would be traveling. So I have my work phone right here. Y'all call me. I'm so happy to help everyone. I mean, this is what I'm here to do full time. So if you ever have questions about the application process, scholarships, campus tour options, because we are doing campus tours right now. We're doing virtual and on campus. That's something that I can help you set up. And once we get a few more weeks under our belt with having students back on campus, we really hope to allow prospective students who are touring campus to also have departmental meetings. So if a student is interested in engineering or business, social work, nursing, you know, really wherever their interests are, we also as recruiters will reach out to those different colleges to see what availability they may have to meet with the student while they're there on campus.
And then I've got one last question about the admissions application.
Okay.
So students are always wondering if the application process includes an essay, if they need to be considering letters of recommendation, if there are any supplemental things they need to have prepared.
That's awesome. So that's such a great question. Currently at the University of Alabama, our application does not require an essay or letters of recommendation. Now, I will say that some of our honors college programs, they will require an essay. So if a student is admitted and then wants to apply for honors or some of our more selective groups within honors, those will require letters of recommendation and also an essay. The other big deal, and this is what I challenge juniors and seniors to do. Seniors, hopefully you're already working there. Juniors, let's get there soon, is to get that resume together. Because when students are applying to colleges or for scholarships, in our case for scholarships, we want to see that leadership. We want to see how you've been involved in the classroom, in your school. We want to see how you've been a leader in the community or your volunteer work, anything like that. And when a student has that resume already together, all they have to do is just plug that information in. So that is something that I always challenge juniors and seniors, is to have a very updated resume.
That's such great advice. I cannot thank you enough for your time today. I just want to remind my students that we are going to have this recorded, so it will be available on the College and Career website, so you can catch it anytime you need to. Definitely feel free to reach out to Stacy. If you need anything in Bowling Green High School here, feel free to reach out to me. I am thrilled to be able to speak to you today. So if there aren't any other last remarks, I think we are good to go, friend.
Yes. Thanks, y'all. Roll Tide.
All right. You take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.